Welcome back to another Tech in 10. I'm out in farm this week, so I said I'll do a quick one. It's calm before the storm, autumn calving here on this farm. We'll just look at the environment of the calf. Roll it there, Matthias. 10 minutes. Okay, so autumn time generally is, would be perceived as a lower pressure period for calf health, but still we need to look at the environment because temperatures tend to fluctuate. It can be quite warm, it can be a little bit cooler during the day. That creates stress. So the calf environment is important that we understand. Actually, even having a simple digital thermometer in the calf house is very useful because you know when it gets cold or you know when it gets hot. What we're trying to always avoid with calf housing is moisture. Moisture is the enemy. Bugs love it. So people have heard me talk before about the balance between immunity and infection pressure. So immunity we've talked about a lot, but driving down infection pressure through hygiene. But thinking about what the bugs actually like, they love moisture. So how do we get rid of moisture? Obviously ventilation is absolutely key. This shed here is a really well ventilated shed. There's lots of space per calf, but looking at reducing moisture through airflow. So we don't want drafts in calves, which is the real challenge. And with variable weather, that can be difficult, but we've got to look at airflow. We can look at smoke bombs, even the smell, simply using your nose. If there's a smell of ammonia, that's an issue. Bedding then, when we look at bedding, there's no bedding in the shed, but this is, when you go into the shed normally, it's full of straw. Warm, dry lie for calves. Drainage is really important. There's actually quite a slope down here. Anything to get rid of moisture from where the calves are going to. So this is a lie-back area for calves. Anywhere that's going to get rid of moisture is really, really important. It doesn't tend to get cold until later in the autumn, but we know with under 15 degrees, calves can get warm. Calves will tell their own story. Just look at calves, see exactly, do they look like they have their hair up in their back? What are the calves telling you? But drainage is really important. We want to get rid of moisture. We can, of course, do that simple test, that kneel test. I'm not going to do it here because there's no straw and I want to preserve my knees. But, we should be able to kneel down in straw without our knees getting wet. Obviously, the number of calves that go into a shed is hugely important. The more animals you have in a shed, the more potential disease you have, or spread of disease, the more stress. Stress is a big factor. Cleaning out sheds then. Obviously this shed is, I could eat my dinner off it, but what do we do in the middle of the season? Trying to remove wet moisture or wet straw is important. When we're using disinfectants, the best time is actually before calves go in, but we can clean out pens. I'm a fan of just removing moisture and straw, keeping dry, warm beds down. We can put down things like lime and other things. I would avoid the use of power hosing or washing in calf sheds during the time the calves are there. It just aerosols bugs up in the air. You're just better off cleaning them out. Again, what are the calves telling you? If you're getting respiratory issues all the time in calves, year on year, every autumn, there's something that you need to look at with your own vet or on vaccinations, etc. But look at the environment. And when we think about calves, don't forget to look at the calves. What are they telling us? How happy are they? Are they getting up to drinking milk? What diseases are we seeing? But using our nose when it comes to the environment, we don't want to get any smells. We want to get into the shed. And remember, a calf spends 80% of its time lying down, so you want to get in. The other thing you think about is light in sheds. That's important from an operator perspective, but even for calves. And people often ask, do we need calf jackets in the autumn? It varies widely and depends on the conditions that the calves are in. If it's a very open, airy shed, calf jackets do well. If it's stuffy weather with calf jackets, it can be a challenge. So there are some of the key tips when it comes to calf health. But get fresh air, a warm, dry lie, look after hygiene, and don't forget to look at the calves on a daily basis. They're all tips in the environment. That's it for Tech in 10. I don't know how long I've been talking for today, Matthias. Not too bad, 6 minutes and 20 seconds.
6 minutes, 20 seconds left.
Okay, sorry. I've just been informed I've only been talking for 4 minutes. I've been like a speed operator, covering this as quickly as possible. Okay, until next time, that's Tech in 10 this week for autumn calving. Don't forget, Precision Microbes, actually an important part of it. Precision Microbes, pro and postbiotic liquids for calves, ideal tool, supporting gut health. 30 mils a day in milk from birth, supporting digestive health during periods of digestive upset, topping up with 30 mils. Talk to your own vet or contact us about Precision Microbes in the autumn. We're happy to answer your questions. It's a game changer in gut health. It's a tool. Get the basics right. Add in precision as a tool to optimize and improve calf health. That's it. Now I'm finished. 5 minutes. Thanks for listening.